Welcome to Lakshman Biology. Now I'll start my second class on the second chapter of 11th biology, that is biological classification. In this video I'll explain about complete details of kingdom Monera. Actually, the 5 kingdom classification given by R.H. Whittaker, he classified the total organisms into 5 kingdoms, that are Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. First kingdom in 5 kingdom classification is Monera. After completion of that, in next video we will discuss about the Protista, then after that fungi, then plantae and animalia. Monera contain prokaryotic bacteria. Already I have told that prokaryotes means they not contain the nuclear membrane, and they not contain the cell organelles also. Actually, cells are divided into 2 types: living cells based on the nuclear organization, that is a prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell means they not contain the nuclear membrane. Eukaryotic cell is contain the nuclear membrane. See, prokaryotic bacteria, those are the abundant microorganisms. These are the abundant microorganisms. Prokaryotic bacteria, these are the abundant microorganisms. Then if you see, if you take the handful of soil, if you take the soil in your handful of soil also contain thousands of bacteria. Thousands of bacteria present in handful of soil also. That bacteria lives in extreme habitats, or different habitats. Those are cosmopolitan. They occurs everywhere. Example, the bacteria are present in the hot springs. Hot springs contain high temperature water. The bacteria can live in the high temperature hot springs, and those are also lives in deep oceans. They are also present under the sea water. They are also present in salty areas, salt, where more salt is present, there also you can see. Those are also present in the deserts, Thar desert and the Sahara desert. See, if you observe here, the bacteria are present at everywhere. Then if you observe the bacteria, some bacteria are lives as parasites. Parasites means those are leaves, or they can take food and shelter from the living organisms. It may take food and shelter from the plants, or it may take food and shelter from the animals. That is about the parasites. Next, if you observe the bacteria, based on the shape, bacteria are classified into different types. Shape, based on the shape, bacteria are divided into different groups. Actually, based on the shape, bacteria are divided into 4 different groups. That are, if bacteria are present in round shape, means spherical. If bacteria present in spherical shape or round shape, those are called as a coccus. Next, if the bacteria are present in a rod shape, those are called as a bacillus. Next, if the rod shape if the bacteria are present in comma shape, those are called as a vibrio. Then if the bacteria are present at a spiral shape, those are called as a spirillum. Those are called as a spirillum. That is about the classification of bacteria based on the shape. First one is spherical shape bacteria are called as coccus. Rod shape bacteria are called as bacillus. Comma shape bacteria is called as vibrium. Spiral shape bacteria is called as spirillum. Then again, if you want extra points, if you see the spiral means a round shape. If the one round shape bacteria is present, that is called as monococcus, like then diplococcus, tetracoccus, like that. Based on the number of that spherical shapes, we can see the formation of different types of bacteria. That is about the classification of bacteria based on its shape. If you observe the bacteria, some bacteria are motile. Motile means they can move one place to another place. They can move from one place to another place. The motile bacteria may contain one or more than one flagella. Flagella are locomotory structures which are present in the bacteria. See, this is the bacteria and here it is the flagella. The motile bacteria contain one or more than one flagella. That is about the classification of bacteria based on its shape. After that, we have to see about the different types of bacteria. Actually, bacteria mainly classified into two groups, that is archaebacteria, or instead of bacteria you can say that the kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera is mainly classified into two classes, that is number one is archaebacteria, number two is eubacteria. These are the main classification of kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera is divided into two groups, that is archaebacteria and eubacteria. Hence, first what we have to discuss? First we have to discuss about the archaebacteria. After completion of discussion of archaebacteria, we have to discuss about the eubacteria. On it. First we have to discuss about archaebacteria. Archaebacteria are lives in harsh environment. Hence those are called as extremophiles. Extremophiles means they like to live in extreme conditions. Extremophiles. Why those are called as extremophiles? Because those are lives in the harsh environment. They like to live in harsh environment or in extreme conditions, hence those are called as extremophiles. If you observe the archaebacteria can live in different types of harsh environments. That is because of variation in cell wall. Variation in cell wall structure leads to the survival of archaebacteria in harsh environment. They contain the fatty acid chains are more in the membrane of the archaebacteria. That is one thing that is responsible for to survive in the harsh environment. Simply we can say that the cell wall, variation in cell wall of archaebacteria helps to archaebacteria to live in harsh environment. If you observe the archaebacteria which are lives in the salt areas or salty areas, those are called as halophiles. Next, archaebacteria which lives in high temperature. in high temperature, like the thermal springs, etc. Those are called as thermoacidophiles. Thermoacidophiles. Then archaebacteria, which lives in marshy environment, those are called as methanogens. Methanogens. See, if you see about the methanogens are lives in the stomach of ruminant animals. This is one ruminant animal, like cow, buffalo, those are ruminant animals. This is one ruminant animal, example, it is the cow. What is the ruminant? Ruminant animals means they will eat the food, they will eat the grass, and during the rest again they will take that food which is present in the stomach into the mouth. Once again they will do it as they will do mastication, and after that again it will be swallowed. 2 times they will swallow the same food. Those are called as ruminants. If you observe the example for ruminant, that is cow, during night time you can see the cow. If during night time, during resting, what cow will do? It will move its mouth. What is the reason for it? It will bring its food into the mouth. Once again it will cut the food by the teeth, again it will be swallowed. Those are called as ruminants. But if you see the human beings are not the ruminants. Why? Because we'll swallow the food at one time only. We'll do mastication and we will swallow the food one time only. Again we will not bring the food into the mouth to masticate second time. Hence human beings are not the ruminant animals. If you see the cow, the stomach of cow, this is the stomach of cow. Not only cow, in ruminant animals, compound stomach we can see in the ruminant animals, means the stomach of the cow divided into different chambers, like rumen, omasum, abomasum, etc. The stomach of ruminant animals contain the marshy area. In these marshy areas we can see the methanogens. What is the use of methanogens to the cow? Methanogens are involved in the digestion of cellulose. The cow will eat, or ruminants will eat the grass. Grass contains cellulose. That cellulose is digested by the methanogens. Methanogens are helps in the digestion of cellulose which present in the grass. That is the use of methanogens which are present inside the ruminant animals. Then see after the digestion of food, the undigested material is cow excreted in the form of dung. The dung of cow also contain the methanogens. Hence, because of presence of that methanogens in the dung is used for the production of biogas. Based on that, we can say that methanogens can produce the biogas by using the cow dung, and methanogens are also used for the digestion of cellulose. That is about the methanogens. Those are lives in the ruminant animals. Then that is about the archaebacteria, which are lives in the harsh environment. After completion of archaebacteria, we have to discuss about the eubacteria. Second class of the bacteria is the eubacteria. Now we will discuss about the eubacteria. Second class is the eubacteria. Eubacteria also called as a true bacteria. Here U means true. Eubacteria also called as true bacteria. If you observe the eubacteria also called as a true bacteria. They contain the rigid cell wall. Rigid cell wall. What is the cell wall? See, this is the bacteria. Bacteria is surrounded by the plasma membrane. Above the plasma membrane, we can see the protective layer that is called as a cell wall. Cell wall. The cell wall of eubacteria made with peptidoglycan. Peptidoglycan. Peptido means related to protein. Amino acids. Glycan means sugar. Polysaccharide. Peptidoglycan means the cell wall of the eubacteria contain both protein and carbohydrate or amino acid and polysaccharide. Amino acid are monomers of the proteins, hence you can say amino acids. Then glycan means sugar. Then if you observe the motile eubacteria, the motile eubacteria contain one or more than one flagella. Then already we know that bacteria are belongs to prokaryotes, hence there is no nuclear membrane surrounding to the DNA. This is the DNA of the bacteria. Actually bacteria contain the single chromosome. This bacteria DNA is not surrounded by the nuclear membrane, hence those are prokaryotes. Then there is no cell organelles. There is no cell organelles except ribosomes. Only ribosomes we can see remaining. Mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, then the different remaining cell organelles you can't observe in the bacteria because those are belongs to the prokaryotes. But we can see only one type of cell organelles, that are ribosomes. That ribosomes also 70S type of ribosomes you can observe in the bacteria. What is the function of ribosomes? Ribosomes are helps in the protein synthesis. Ribosomes are the cell organelles that can produce the proteins. That is about the eubacteria. If you see the eubacteria based on nutrition, eubacteria are divided into two types. Classification of eubacteria based on the nutrition. Based on the nutrition, eubacteria are divided into two types. That are, number one is autotrophic. Number two is heterotrophic or heterotrophs. Autotrophic bacteria and heterotrophic bacteria. Then if you observe the autotrophic bacteria again divided into two types, that are chemoautotrophs. Number two is photoautotrophs. Autotrophic bacteria are two types, chemoautotrophs and photoautotrophs. First of all, autotrophic bacteria means bacteria that can prepare their food. Heterotrophic bacteria means bacteria that will depend on another organism for the food. If the bacteria is dependent on another organism for food, those are called as heterotrophic bacteria. If you observe the autotrophic bacteria, those are divided into two types, that are chemoautotropic bacteria and photoautotropic bacteria. Here chemoautotropic bacteria means they will use the inorganic substrates for production of food, for the preparation of food. Photoautotrophs means they will use sunlight for production of food. Next, heterotrophs means already we know it, that cannot prepare their own food. First of all, we will discuss about the autotrophs. Autotrophs. Already we know that autotrophs means they can prepare their food. Autotrophs again divided into two types, that are, number one is chemoautotrophs. What are the chemoautotrophs? They will use inorganic substrates for production of food. They can prepare their food by using the inorganic substrates. Those are called as chemoautotrophs. If you observe the chemoautotrophs, these chemoautotrophs oxidize oxidize the inorganic substances like nitrates NO3 comma nitrites means NO2 and ammonia NH3. They will oxidize they will oxidize the inorganic substances like nitrates, nitrites and ammonia and use released energy. During this oxidation you can see the release of energy. That energy they will use for production of ATP. That is about the chemoautotrophs. These chemoautotrophs play very important role in the recycling of nutrients. Recycling of nutrients like phosphorus, carbon, nitrogen, etc. That is the recycling of nutrients. Next, after that we have to discuss about the photoautotrophs. Okay, see once again, actually Monera contain prokaryotic bacteria. Those are abundant microorganisms. That prokaryotic bacteria actually divided into two classes, that are archaebacteria and eubacteria. Already we have discussed about archaebacteria. Then we are discussing about the eubacteria. Eubacteria also called as true bacteria. The true bacteria contain rigid cell wall. Then there is no, if the motile bacteria which contain one or more than one flagella, there is no cell organelles in the bacteria because there is, those are belongs to prokaryotes. Then after that the cell wall of bacteria is made with peptidoglycan. Then if you observe the classification of eubacteria are divided into two groups. Those are autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs again divided into two groups, that are chemoautotrophs and photoautotrophs. Then we are discussing about the autotrophs, in which chemoautotrophs will use inorganic substrates for production of food. Then those are oxidize the inorganic substances like nitrates, nitrites and ammonia and use the energy which is produced during oxidation of inorganic substrates for the production of ATP. Then those are also involved in the recycling of nutrients like phosphorus, carbon, nitrogen, etc. After completion of chemoautotrophs, we have to discuss about the photoautotrophs. Photoautotrophs, those will use sunlight for production of food. The photoautotrophic bacteria contain chlorophyll A. That is similar to the higher plants. Higher plants also contain the chlorophyll A. The chlorophyll A which is present in the phototropic bacteria are similar to the chlorophyll A which present in the higher plants. Because of presence of chlorophyll A, they can prepare their own food by using sunlight, in the presence of sunlight, by using the chlorophyll A. Then if you observe the example for the photoautotrophs, the main example for the photoautotrophs is cyanobacteria. Cyan means blue. This cyanobacteria also called as blue green algae. The another name of cyanobacteria is blue green algae. Then if you observe the cyanobacteria or blue green algae, those are unicellular. Means those are made with single cell, unicellular, and they may form the colony, hence colonial, unicellular, colonial, or filamentous. That colonies may be filamentous. See, unicellular, but those are leaves in a colonies, hence colonial. That colonies may be in the form of a filament. See, this is the filament. What is the name of this? Nostoc filament. Nostoc filament. Nostoc filament. If you observe this Nostoc filament, it surrounded by the gelatinous sheath, that is also called as a mucilaginous sheath. It may surrounded by the gelatinous sheath or mucilaginous sheath. Mucilaginous sheath. Some of the cells which are present in this cyanobacteria or blue-green algae are called as a heterocyst. That heterocysts are used for the nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation. What is the nitrogen fixation? Nitrogen fixation means atmospheric nitrogen is converted into nitrites or nitrates or ammonia. This is the plant useful nitrogen. Nitrogen fixation occurs by different ways. The biological organisms like cyanobacteria, heterocyst is used for the fixation of nitrogen. Nitrogen fixation is nothing but atmospheric nitrogen is converted into plant useful nitrogen, that is maybe nitrites or nitrates or ammonia. That is a nitrogen fixation. Why? Because plant cannot use the atmospheric nitrogen, but plant can use only nitrites, nitrates and the ammonia. Okay, hence we can say that the special cells which are used for the nitrogen fixation are called as a heterocyst. Then last point, red color of Red Sea due to presence of Trichodesmium erythraeum. Red color of Red Sea is because of presence of Trichodesmium erythraeum. That is about the photoautotrophic bacteria. After the completion of photoautotrophic bacteria, we have to discuss about the heterotrophic bacteria. Heterotrophic bacteria. If you observe the heterotrophic bacteria, those are the abundant bacteria. Abundant bacteria. Mainly they may live as decomposers. The decomposers also lives on dead organic matter. They will decompose the organic material. Organic substances they can convert into inorganic substances. That is called decomposition. The many of heterotrophs are decomposers and few are lives as the parasites. Parasites means they will take food and shelter from the living organisms. If you observe the heterotrophic bacteria, they can use for the formation of a curd. Example for that is a lactic acid bacteria. Lactic acid bacteria or lactobacillus. Lactobacillus, that is used for the formation of a curd. Few types of heterotrophic bacteria used for the production of antibiotics. Example for that is a bacillus. Then few types of heterotrophs are used for the nitrogen fixation. Example for that is a rhizobium. Rhizobium is the bacteria which lives in the roots of legume plants like pea plant or Azadirachta indica, means groundnut, and can fix the atmospheric nitrogen. That are the three examples for the heterotrophic bacteria. Example for that is curd producing bacteria, lactobacillus, antibiotics producing bacteria, bacillus, nitrogen fixation bacteria, rhizobium. Then they may also cause the diseases. Heterotrophic bacteria can cause the diseases. Example for that is cholera. Cholera is the disease. CHO. Okay, sorry. Cholera. CHOLERA. Cholera is the disease which is caused by the bacteria that is called as Vibrio cholera. Vibrio cholera. Next, tetanus. Tetanus is also one type of disease that is caused by the Clostridium tetani. Clostridium tetani. Tetanus is caused by the Clostridium tetani. Cholera is caused by the Vibrio cholera. Next, citrus canker. CITR. Okay, citrus canker. Citrus canker is caused by the bacterium that is called as Xanthomonas. Xanthomonas will cause the citrus canker in the citrus fruits like neem, etc. Next, citrus canker. Typhoid. Typhoid also one bacterial disease which occurs in human beings also, that is caused by the Salmonella typhi. Bacteria that is called as Salmonella typhi. That is about the different types of bacteria. Those will cause the diseases in both plants and animals. Once again, if you see the heterotrophic bacteria, those are abundant bacteria. Those are mainly act as decomposers, and some are parasites, lives on the another organisms. Next, few are used for the production of curd. Example for that is lactobacillus. Few are used for the production of antibiotics. Example for that is bacillus. Few are used for the nitrogen fixation. Example for that is rhizobium. And few will cause the diseases. Example for that is cholera, which is caused by the Vibrio cholera. Tetanus, which is caused by the Clostridium tetani. Next, citrus canker, which is caused by the Xanthomonas. Typhoid, which is caused by the Salmonella typhi. That is about the heterotrophic bacteria. Then after that we have to discuss about the Mycoplasma. Mycoplasma also one type of one group in the Monera. Mycoplasma are smallest living organisms. Smallest living organisms are Mycoplasma. Those are also belongs to Monera. But what is the difference between the bacteria and the Mycoplasma? They not contain the cell wall. Cell wall is absent in the Mycoplasma. Then apart from that, those are the pleomorphic cells. Pleomorphic cells means there is no particular shape. There is no particular shape for the Mycoplasma. Then they may cause the diseases. Means those are pathogenic in nature. Pathogenic means those will cause the diseases in both plants and animals. Now we will see what are the diseases which are caused by the Mycoplasma. Number one is witch's broom. It will cause witch's broom in the plants. Next, number two is pleuropneumonia in cattle. Pleuropneumonia means pneumonia like disease, which pleuropneumonia also caused by the Mycoplasma. Next, mycoplasmal urethritis in human. It may cause the mycoplasmal urethritis disease in the humans. Previously, these mycoplasma are called as pneumonia-like organisms, PPLO. Pneumonia-like organisms. That is about the mycoplasma. Once again, if you observe the mycoplasma, those are the smallest living organisms. They not contain the cell wall. Those are pleomorphic in nature, and they may cause the diseases, hence those are pathogenic. What are the different diseases which are caused by the mycoplasma? That is a witcher broom disease in the plants, pleuropneumonia in the cattle, mycoplasmal urethritis in the human beings. That is about the completion of first kingdom, that is the Monera. In next class we will discuss about the complete details of second kingdom, that is called as Protista. Thank you.